All right, we're here. It's the first ever Women's Rocket League LAN. If you're out there, cheer for them. Make some noise. This is an extremely historic moment for Rocket League, everyone.
What's up, Dallas?
Woo!
All right, I'm so excited. You could tell probably while I was on the desk, I was like, I just want the match to start. Guys, can we just start? So I'm excited. I'm so excited to get this match going. There's so much on the line, Herc.
Oh my God,
Let's go. Let's put us in.
It is time. The first ever Women's Rocket League LAN is officially underway. Williams Resolve versus Misfits Gaming. The battle in the semifinals to see who is going to secure a spot. The grand finals is going to start off with a shot there from Angie. Misfits Gaming, they're on the attack.
And for Misfits, it starts with Tally. I think she's got to be aggressive. She's got to be a leader for her team. Bring out that offensive prowess that I know she has. Be that facilitator and let her team kind of formulate around her.
There it is. Slow start to the beginning. And I say slow very generously. These two teams to not score in the first minute is very interesting. Ravina with a save there with a shot from Steven. Slow roller out. Here comes Dux around the corner, taking her time challenge from Angie. Crimson up next. Lots of follow-ups, or at least attempted ones coming out from Williams Resolve.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a hard battle for possession right now. Both of these teams so capable of controlling the ball. It's going to be really important in the decision-making when to challenge. As a ball drops in front, Dux gets the first goal of the Dallas LAN, and Williams Resolve is up one.
There it is, your first one off the ceiling and the backboard. Dux with the miniest of double taps to find her way into the back of the net. Williams Resolve up by one.
You have to be careful as well if you're Misfits. You can't let Dux get going early. She can be her at any time as she takes control again. Nicely defended by Ravina.
Now this is a best of 7, which means, you know, taking your time. What is the word? Like running a marathon almost, right?
Marathon, not a sprint, exactly. And it's, you know, both of these teams have great coaches. On the Misfits side, you have Cotton Sandwich. He's a very tactical coach, and I know Misfits believe heavily in what he's saying. And then the other side, you have Tadpole for Williams Resolve, a former pro in the RLCS. So I'm interested to see the adjustments both teams are going to be making throughout the best of 7.
Again, game number 1, starting off a little slow. It's just Williams Resolve holding on to their 1-goal lead, trying to turn it into 2. But Misfits is aware of what level of defense they need to play right now. This ball gets left for Dux, who tries to drop it down. Angie around the corner, able to get past one Williams Resolve player, but nobody can cross the midfield line. This is one of the few times we've seen Misfits break in and immediately transitions back.
And Angie tries to carefully play out the corner, but Crimson nicely defended to Dux, who just missed the midfield pass. As Tally tries to transition, Crimson calms things down and dumps it right back into the defensive half.
There it is, Steven trying to challenge, doesn't win that 50 there, but Dux is gonna take a shot of her own, and this one finds its way in. Williams Resolve go up by 2.
Yeah, Steven came across late, beautiful challenge. It caused the ball to go up into that corner area. It's really difficult to read. It bounces down, and Dux, she's on top of it, and 2-0.
The pure level of aggression that Williams Resolve is putting on Misfits is honestly, I would argue, is a little intimidating. I will say though, Misfits, especially Tallybird, they have the capability to do that for themselves. This one actually is missed. Ravina tried to follow up a shot that got a little airborne, fell down. Just over halfway into this game though, Williams Resolve is holding on to their 2-0 lead. Misfits Gaming have found not the largest number of shots. I know that they would probably be hoping for more at this point, as this one floats in off the crossbar from Crimson.
Crimson, are you kidding me? Off the back wall, Dux puts it up high, able to find and tuck it right underneath that crossbar. This is Williams Resolve showing you how dominant they can be, especially in the midfield. Misfits have to try and control the ball a little bit better in their defensive end.
There it is. It's Angie taking her time, flick it to the net. Misfits Gaming have officially found their first goal of the LAN.
Angie, baby, catches it, one touch. Crimson tries to defend it, but no, that flicks top right. There's nothing you can do. You don't have to play defense when you get the goal on kickoff, Herc.
you know, okay, I keep going back to predictions. I don't want anybody to think that I don't think Misfits Gaming is capable of taking the series.
Oh, that's what I thought.
No, I don't think that by any means. Misfits, the entire WCB season, I rooted for Misfits Gaming and NA. Every chance I had, I was aware you can't take them down. The only time I've ever thought someone had the true potential was the #1 EU team.
Okay, Hurt.
So it's just a slow beginning for them.
They'll find their form. It's just they're working their out of defense. This Williams resolve midfield, it's just putting such clamps down on the Misfits defense. They can't grab boosts. They can't get control. There's bumps coming everywhere. And Williams resolve just flexing their muscle early on.
Yeah, it's really and truly, it's just hyper-aggression from Williams Resolve, not giving Misfits Gaming any time to breathe or let up, or, like you said, even collect boost at the minimum, which is really what's been holding them back. Talibert, she's doing what she can with a low amount of boost to try and get this ball into the net. Ravina up off the ceiling, challenged by Steven. This clear finds itself into the Misfits Gaming half, just under a minute to go. Misfits need 2 just to even tie up the game.
And it's always difficult, especially with under a minute remaining and you're struggling to get out of your defensive half. That's the kind of control you need. Is Tally off the back wall towards the middle, and now into a transition. Steven going for the flip reset, can't find it. And Ravina, I thought was going to have the save, but Crimson out of nowhere, able to sneak it in near post.
That's that hyper-aggression. Look at her. She was pre-jumping, expecting Talibert to miss it, and goes for the shot, finds it. Williams Resolve go up by 3, 37 seconds left.
Yeah, and I think that's that confidence herd coming in. You know, Steven saw Tally up, didn't care, read the play, went for it anyway. Able to find the goal, and in my opinion, barring anything crazy, secure game 1.
Yeah, this is an extremely secure game 1. Even this one's still rolling. It's wide, but it's still crazy that it's even headed towards the net right now without a defender. 15 seconds left to go. I think it is almost absolutely safe to say this game 1 belongs to Williams Resolve, as Crimson puts another shot on target up off the ceiling. Just the slightest of touches to make sure it goes on in.
Yeah, and Angie has the right idea. Laugh it off. It's only game 1. It's a best of 7.
Exactly.
And, you know, the game was over anyway. And now it's on Misfits. How are they going to adjust? What's Clown Sandwich going to pull out for them? It's the ball into the corner as the final clock ticks down.
There it is. Ducks wasting the last few seconds in style. Just going to do one last pass as this one hits the ground. Williams Resolve takes game #1 in this best of 7. And despite how large the margin of goals was, the difference in them, I still think Misfits played an incredible game.
Yeah, absolutely. It's usually these game 1s in the best of 7 are a feeler game. You're not necessarily going all in. As we take a look here at Williams Resolve, nice attention to their coach, listening up. And that's really great to see, though. You know, sometimes players can, they're not as cohesive as Williams Resolve is showing here, and that's, you know, that's, I always like to see that in teams, the camaraderie and the teammates. That's why I play sports or esports, right? It's the whole thing.
You do it because you can't. The rest of us are plat, and we didn't have a chance to begin with. Well, I think we're going to start game #2 here very shortly. But in the meantime, let's break down that game #1. I'm a little nervous for Misfits Gaming. We saw them. I know there are high expectations on them. Again, this is first LAN for a lot of these teams, right? I think Williams Resolve might have had a little bit of LAN experience in a previous EU LAN, so maybe their nerves are just, they don't come in as quickly.
Yeah, and it's also, you know, the confidence of their record as well. Misfits is coming in respectively as an underdog, and it's hard to define control, right? It's like, oh, just control the ball, but the decision-making going into that has to be a little bit better for Misfits. They're struggling in the boost department, and if you have no boost, you can't control the ball.
Exactly, and boost starving a team like Misfits Gaming is massive. Steven slowly trying to hold on to control. A couple times I've seen some double commits. This one actually goes off the post. What was that save from Angie? Misfits stay alive as multiple shots go on target for Williams Resolve. This one headed towards that net. Ducks gonna send it on back.
There you go. Misfits, arguably their first chance of the game. Tally had a shot at net there. Unable to find the target, but that's a good sign from Misfits, having a chance 30 seconds into game 2.
Look at this. The flick, the follow-up, it's high. Maybe 3 times is the charm, or 4. Nobody's going for this ball. Steven's trying to set up her teammate. She knows that there was going to be a challenge there. 50 seconds in, still scoreless.
Tally trying to get that 50 out of her half. Steven, though, as Williams Resolve always does, right back in. Angie trying to find Ravine on the right side, makes the connection, but the fake gets read by Crimson. Man, Williams Resolve challenges are just on right now.
They really and truly are. Again, Williams Resolve came into this match, I think, with such an incredible mindset of not letting the pressure of this affect them. Nice pass there, no connection made. That could have been the first goal. But you try and try again, even if you can't make it. I feel like that's just a Williams Resolve way. You keep going until there's a clear, and somebody's got to go back on defense.
And when you're Williams Resolve and you're rotating and controlling the ball as well as they are, passes are open as Crimson finds the loose ball in front and able to sneak it in.
Look at that. Hair flip after. I love the confidence and the pure happiness. It is smiles and then immediate straight faces from Williams Resolve. 3:21 to go. Williams Resolve found their 1-goal lead on this one. That's all it really takes for them to hold on to. They know how to play a defensive game, but now things are starting to change. The demo from Talibird on the Ducks is a small indication of the level of aggression that this team can play when they start to get mad.
Absolutely. Demos are a great way to open space for your team if you're struggling to get any type of relief out of your defensive half. Demos are good to remove a player from that normal rotation that keeps you stuck in your half, open up some space and let your creativity take over.
Exactly, and here comes the creativity. Angie air dribbling this one towards the net, and the follow-up touch doesn't find its way in, but that was the Misfits gaming we were all waiting to see. Ravina, this is a pass towards that net. Talibird with the first goal for Misfits to tie up the game.
Ravina off the ceiling, nice pre-flip touch down to Tally. Tucks it in right middle. Crimson couldn't catch up to that one. Beautiful pass from Misfits. Let's see if they can keep up the momentum.
I have just been waiting for Talibird to come alive, and same with Ravina. Look at her with the face into the back of the net. Ravina with a solo play for Misfits to go up by 1.
That's the Ravina I know. One's goddess goes in, has the 50 perfectly timed, dunks her into the bottom left. I mean, you can't do it any better.
No, you really can't. She is such an incredible player. This is her debut LAN. It is such a special day for her and everyone here. Here comes Talibird up next. Angie patiently waiting. No boost in the tank, though. So this ball is going to fly all the way, centering itself over the Misfits gaming net. She has enough. She sees her teammate. The flick over. She actually bumps Steven, though. That's a little worrisome.
Yeah, Williams Resolve had a great demo on Tally, who had just picked up the 100. So an opportunity kind of to the wayside, but now look at Williams Resolve. They made it a point. 2 straight offensive attacks combined with 2 straight demos.
This one's going to be, I think, a slow formulated play here. You saw the minds of Williams Resolve started to work. They want to do something together. They want to collaborate, try and get this ball into that net there, but as time goes on, that is a dangerous thing to give Misfits. Letting Misfits do any form of cooking, I don't know what you're formulating, I don't know at this point, but the more time you give Misfits gaming, time to do anything, the harder it's going to be to win against them.
Absolutely, they're all 3 chefs in the kitchen, capable of pulling any mechanical trick out at any time, as Steven demonstrates her great control as it gets to the sidewall. Crimson denied by Tally, but for how long as the passing play comes out, finds Ravina in transition, but turned aside for now.
Angie taking her time. She fakes out one. Can she get the flick over the next? No. We saw what the vision was. Talibird is up next with the play. She wants to pitch this off the sidewall. She does so successfully. Drops it down. Crimson's going to take control. Taking her time. She gets one over Angie. Bumps her as well. And a challenge from Steven keeps this ball in that Misfits half, but not for long.
Notice how every time Misfits are going for the ball, they're keeping it close. They're keeping it on their hood. Utilize Ravina's great dribbling mentality like this. Give her space in the midfield and let Tally and Angie clean up.
Exactly. And if Williams Resolve start to pick up on it, I think that they're very aware that the game plan would be either to just bump or demo people out of the way to give her the ability to be able to do what she wants to do. This could be dangerous, though. Ravina, nice save over to the side. Tallybird's going to follow it up with a touch that allows this ball to at least break into this half here in the corner. This is dangerous. There's enough time for one more play here. Is it going to be a successful one? 4 seconds left to go. It's still in play. And this one, it's still up. Dux is going. She sees her teammates. It hits the ground, and Misfits find a game for themselves.
Great adjustments from Misfits that game. It was clear that the message was received. Keep that ball close. We can't allow Williams Resolve to just keep running on their defensive back line. Great adjustment. And now what do you do if you're Williams Resolve? The other team's controlling the ball really well. You know that they're going to probably be dribbling more, right? So expect more aggression. Or you can counter that by challenging more aggressively, getting in their face a bit. And there's also the alternative of backing up, giving them that space and utilizing your teammates to challenge and force a free touch for you.
Exactly. I don't think anybody could have said it better than you. I think that Williams Resolve definitely does have the capability, though, to make those changes, if they really wanted to. But again, confidence. It's first land jitters. We don't know how much is going to affect them. They came into the first game extremely confident. We knew what the game plan was, what the strategy was going to be. But in game 2, it looked a lot different. And in turn, Misfits Gaming started to gain some confidence, which is really scary. Because when Misfits Gaming is confident, especially Tallybird, that woman has the capability to 1v3 anybody she would like.
Yeah, absolutely. You saw Tally demonstrate early on in that last game. She went up off the ceiling, double touch, almost was able to drop it down. It was a beautiful play, and then you had those Ravina solo dribbles off the kickoff that really got things going. Then the pass middle to Tally to set her up. Now it's on Williams Resolve. Can you make the adjustments? How are they going to challenge the nicely controlled ball that Misfits have done in game 2?
Well, we're going to find out here as we go to game number 3, opening up with a clear up towards the backboard. Andrew's going to carry this one on down, but Steven's got another play, and she sets up herself to get this ball into that net. Williams Resolve's opening statement has come out.
Beautiful challenge on the side ball. Surprised that Misfits didn't have anyone back. A bit unfortunate there. It was a great challenge. Nice follow-up from Williams Resolve. You have to be happy always when you're 15 seconds in and you have a goal.
Yeah, I wouldn't look too comfortable, though, unless you could get another one, and they will. Steven is on one.
I heard Crimson here. She was like, I'm thinking, Steven, I'm bumping for you. You got this. Tucks it right in. And Misfits, unfortunately, 2 kickoffs under pressure. Find themselves down early, but Herc, I like to say that 2-0 early on Rocket League is the most dangerous lead you can have. You don't want to get too comfortable. Exactly.
It can set up a team to be made or broken. That was not the proper English in that sentence, but
we know what you mean.
Y'all know what I mean. It can make or break you having that early of a lead, because overconfidence is easily the quickest way to fail, especially in Rocket League, right? 5 minutes is nothing in this game.
Yeah, and overcommitting is so easy. That's why every decision you make has to be focused on and controlled so that you don't end up as that out-position player letting your team down.
This ball is going to find itself in the Williams Resolve half. It's Misfits Gaming wanting to set each other up for success. There was an attempt at a pass over to Angie. It went wide. Dux with a clear. Tallybird wants to keep it going, though. Steven intercepts this ball. That is not the most bestest touch I think they could have done right there. They'll fake, though, might open up the opportunity for Williams to go 3-0, but they don't find it.
Not yet. Steven back into the Misfits half. Ravina's racing, trying to catch it. Ravina has a nice challenge off the ceiling. Angie trying to go for that dribble. Smart play as Dux intercepts, but it still retains possession for her team.
This ball, it's rolling out. Steven already ready to challenge it. She's gonna take her time. 1 touch, 2, can't get past Angie, but she keeps it going. Tallybird aware that she needs to get past this Misfits Gaming, roster. They were playing so dangerously close together that all it took was one medium, not even a long touch, for this ball to find its way into the net.
Yeah, absolutely. They had to have been confident on the sidewall there that the win was coming. The third man was woman, excuse me, was cheating up, and she was trying to get there, but unfortunately these challenges from Williams Resolve are going into the net. You got to get your car in between the ball and the net, make sure that doesn't keep happening.
Exactly. I think Misfits Gaming tried to play the big space-out gaming, and it worked a little bit. And now they're playing a little bit closer together, and you can see that Williams Resolve is just taking every opportunity that gets handed to them at this point, and it's making Misfits a little nervous. This ball's going to find its way on in. Hopefully that's a confidence regain there as Ravina goes from one end of the field to the other and brings Misfits up to 1.
Beautiful flip on the sidewall there to be able to not only land on the wall, but follow it up and get the shot off on target with enough pace to beat the defender. Beautiful play from Ravina, and it's in a time where her team needed it.
Exactly. I think they needed a little pick-me-up in this moment. There's enough time, just over half the game left, but you can't give away any more goals to Williams Resolve if you're Misfits Gaming. Pinch off the sidewall from Crimson. Slow rolls itself down to the corner. Steven's got another attempt at a shot. You can see Misfits is doing a little better rotationally defending these shots as time is going on, but they're still stuck in their own half.
Absolutely, but when Tally's doing things like that, can get you out of defense rather quickly as Angie trying to make a challenge here. It's not in, but it's going to put Ravina in a tough spot. It's a great clear, but unfortunately too far for Tally, and Williams Resolve are trying to kickstart their offense yet again.
Look at it, all three players. It's going to be Tallybird that breaks out though. Ducks, she's going to collect that boost, and it's enough that if she can put this ball up high, she can carry it wherever she wants it to go. Minute and 43 seconds left. Williams Resolve still up by 2. It's going to be Angie off the ceiling, taking her time, trying to get a challenge. This ball ends up going back towards the midfield. A bump from Crimson opens up the opportunity for Ducks to try and take a shot of her own, and it's just Williams Resolve complete aggression. It's not as much as we saw in game number 1, but it's enough to be holding Misfits back.
At midfield dominance, they're just so good at circling those mid boosts. And I don't want to say, you know, the EU play style and starting the UNA debate already. But, you know, Europe is very, very good at that midfield control. It's very tough to break when you have as talented players as Williams Resolve has. Off the ceiling, Ravina in a great position to shut it down.
Everyone from Williams just taking turns, one shot after the other. A minute left. Maybe this could be what Misfits Gaming was hoping for. Ravina unable to make connection with this ball. A pass, no connection made, could actually leave a wide open net. 1, 2, into the back. Williams Resolve goes to 4.
1, 2, skip to my Lou. Williams Resolve. Oh, I wish this was game 2. They're going to take game 3.
I was going to do the teammates 1, 2, 2 to Lou.
I'm not Daz.
We're going to
But, you know.
This is off touch.
Misfits trying to just scrape their way back into this one as 30 seconds tick down. And if you're Misfits, I think you start to wonder here, what are we going to do? We tried to keep the ball close. It wasn't working. The challenges came in. And I think what you want to do is try and use Williams Resolve challenges against them. Instead of trying to beat the player with the ball, try and just slow down, allow that defender to come at you, 50 her, and try and work off that carom or bounce of where the ball goes instead of trying to force something. As a nice challenge from Angie here. Puts the second goal in. Angie has been on fire so far this series for Misfits. She's really been stepping up.
She really and truly has. I love seeing that she's got confidence coming into this land here, and especially this series. Misfits Gaming closed the gap in half, but 9 seconds. It is theoretically possible, but they would have to have scored right now, and precious seconds get wasted, and this one goes down. It's going to hit the ground eventually at one point. There it is. Williams Resolve have found themselves another win in the series. This could get dangerous for this one.
Yeah, absolutely. That pivotal aim 4 coming up. You don't want to allow Williams Resolve to take that scary 3-1 series lead. And now as we see Williams Resolve again, even though they have the win, they're over there getting some coaching, reviewing the game, knowing what they could do better, as you should. And on the other side here, of course, we're taking a look at Misfits. It's great to see the players talking it out, finding what their issues are themselves, as well as, I'm sure, clowns in their ear, giving them some coaching advice too. But look at Tally leading her team, as you know, I think she should. She's got so much experience. She's been around the competitive scene for so long. You know, she's a pro. She's been here, and it's her time to shine. And I'm looking for her this game 3. I really want her to step it up. And you know, sorry, game 4.
Yeah, no,
and,
game 4. But I'm in the same boat as you. Honestly, we've watched Tally. I think I've been watching her for almost 2 years now, and the capability for this woman to absolutely, like, we are not joking, pop off. This girl could 1v3 Williams Resolve on a peak day. We're all really just waiting for it to sort of unlock. And again, whether that is nerves or something, we got to wait and see if she's going to be able to bring that level of gameplay out, or do her teammates need to arise to the occasion to kind of set her up for success so that way they can all be successful. But game number 4 is underway, and beginning with this ball headed towards the Misfits gaming net, as we've seen time and time again.
That's right, we are back in the orange half. Angie nicely defends there with 0 boost. Ducks, almost got that double touch in, but this is what you need if you're Misfits. Look at Ravina. She's stapled to the ball, not allowing Williams Resolve to get a touch on it. Now this is where you need to try and follow that up with the same thing. Angie, beautiful display.
There's so many bumps coming out from Williams Resolve. Everybody, ooh, this could be dangerous. This is gonna slow roll down. The shot from Ducks denied by Angie. It's gonna be Ravina taking her time. Nice flick there. Can she recollect it? No, but this one goes up. Steven's gonna meet it. Little redirect back towards the midfield, followed up by Ducks. No connection, she leaves it for Crimson. This one goes crossbar and out, just a little too high. But that is a play that could set you apart from an amazing team like Misfits.
Absolutely, Williams Resolve, beautiful team plays all series long. They utilize each other so well. It's really nice to see. Remember that save hurt from Angie earlier. Williams Resolve could have been up 1-0, 30 seconds into the game. It's still tied in this huge swing game as Misfits try and prevent a goal here.
Exactly, Misfits, you can definitely tell there's been a little tweaks to the defense, making sure people aren't so close together. Zoning's got a little bit better. Tallybird's gonna pop this up off of her car. This one's gonna go up high, Steven up next. Everyone just really, truly taking their time, waiting to see who's gonna be the first person to take control of this ball. Every time a Misfits gaming player pops it anywhere, it is always met with a Williams Resolve defender.
Or a bump. It seems like Williams Resolve are they're going at you. Listen, we're gonna bump, we're gonna make it obvious, and you're gonna have to adjust. And it's difficult, and it can even be frustrating as a player, because it feels disrespectful for some reason to just have the other team say, we're not gonna actually play the ball, we're just gonna hit you out of the way. What do you mean?
That's when you start playing mindset games.
Woo!
Angie with the goal line save. You know, 2 times is not the charm. This one doesn't find its way in. Steven turns her card just in time to make sure Angie's shot doesn't turn into a proper threat. And as we count down, half the game is left and nobody has scored.
Angie is putting on an absolute defensive clinic right now. She looks like Gianluigi Buffon in that she's saving everything. It's insane as Ravina off the sidewall. This is a dangerous position for Misfits, unable to find the touch. Tally tries to control over 1. Can she get past 2? She cannot, as the teamwork puts the ball mid for Williams Resolve, and we're going to go the other way.
Oh, the low boost actually, if she had any of it, that actually could have turned into a shot towards an open net. Ducks able to get past 1. Gonna take her time. She sees Angie. Crimson's already going for the pre-bump. Doesn't find it, but I mean, I'd be stressing.
The pre-bump.
The pre-bump.
Yeah, it's Williams always putting on so much pressure. Not only is one of the players coming at you, but in front of them is another one trying to get you out of the way.
Yeah, it's really and truly just incredible how consistent Williams Resolve pressure has been in this series. They literally do not let up on Misfits. And I think they came into this knowing that they couldn't, right? The second you give Misfits any space, like we saw in game number 2, that was the time that Misfits was able to run away with things and get a win for themselves. So Williams Resolve knows that, yes, it could be annoying, it could be rude to be bumping them and being in their faces, but that is truly the best way to hold Misfits back.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. The individual talent on both of these teams, it's very difficult to give up space as Tally almost finds the full field redirect. Angie coming in to try and clean up, but turned aside for now as Tally keeps pressure. Can she drop a mid? She can't. Angie gets denied by Crimson, and we have to reset.
Look at this. It is one shot after the other on both ends. Dux is up next. Angie, who else would have saved it at this point, right? It's just Angie's everywhere, and if she's anywhere, it's the defensive line ready to make sure nothing goes in.
She's Wonder Woman back there. Absolute brick wall as a cross tries to go across, and Dux reads it perfectly on the far side and puts Williams Resolve up 1.
The brick wall had a crack in it. I don't know, I don't want to be the person that said she was looking at the boost, but I think she was looking at the boost.
We jinxed her. Unfortunately, Ravina, she was trying to get that power across to the corner to Angie. Unfortunately, the power wasn't there, but right idea, just an unfortunate result.
Yeah, very unfortunate, but 18 seconds left. Maybe Misfits Gaming can find a last-second goal. One player is completely pushed up, but the challenge denies the shot. 10 seconds left to go. Crimson taking her time, bringing this one all the way down. A touch there from Ravina. A pass, no connection. Precious seconds are being wasted. This one's up in the air, though, Steven. You know she wants to drop it.
Woo!
Or just score one for the road home. The 0-second goal for Williams Resolve to go 2-0 in, I believe, match point.
I mean, Steven put that on a silver platter. Crimson, wide open net. Beautiful ending to the game. But if you're Misfits, Herc, you can't be too upset. You had the chances that game, they didn't fall. It's okay, there's still games remaining, but you have to be happy with the offensive opportunities you had that game because of how strapped on the defensive side you've been from that Williams Resolve pressure all series. So now, for me, if you're Misfits, it's just about getting that finishing touch.
Exactly, and the finishing touch would realistically be, it would be Talibird or Ravina popping off. We need to have that really offensive ones Ravina coming out, and then we gotta have the crazy solo play, freestyler-ish Ravina coming on in as well. There's like 2 versions to everybody that you could get, and then right now we're getting defensive Angie, and it's working. It's giving them the time to try and score. They're just not able to, like you said, really just finish out, close out. You just need one.
I need to know what Angie had for breakfast this morning because I need to play defense that good. She's making it look easy out there. She's diving across last second, dropping it for her teammate. She's coming off the ceiling of the net, putting it to midfield. I mean, she's doing phenomenal at defense right now. It's really great to see, but Williams Resolve's offense is just, it's too strong to hold out right now, unfortunately.
I won't make the statement they're just better because realistically this could have been a coin flip kind of game. And if anybody is capable of a reverse sweep, I would call out that it's Misfits. I just need to see it. Angie has already made such significant amount of change from game 1 to now game 5 on the defensive front to make sure that Misfits has the opportunity to score. Now we just got to see what they do when they do have the opportunity in the Williams Resolve half.
Ravina, flip reset, left side. Angie can't find it in, but it's going to fall to Tally. This is great. Misfits pressure to start off game 5 as it gets across. Ravina tucks it away, almost gets it in, but ducks off the goal line, just keeping it out.
That is so unfortunate. That was like 90% of the way in. You gotta make sure those go in. Give every shot with every last bit of boost you got. And let's try it again. Here comes Ravina, all the way towards the corner. Nobody goes with it, but there's nobody to follow up except when Steven misses. It's Angie with a challenge, Steven with a shot. It's wide. Maybe a second one will find its way. Ravina denies.
And on that offensive opportunity, Misfits need to be a little bit faster to the ball to follow each other up. The chances are there. If they can just find the accuracy. As Steven nicely flicked over by Angie. Gonna drop a 50 down as well. Tally trying to pop it to Ravina, but the boost situation not in their favor as it goes off back while Tally with an open net and she scores! And Misfits take the lead in game 5.
That is the Talibird we were all waiting to see. Look at her already up, ready to make sure this ball went into that net. Misfits Gaming have found their first lead in this game number 5. Can they hold on to it?
I mean, I think so. They look different right now. The shot comes flying in off kickoff. Unable to make the target work, but Ducks, nice redirect on low boost. It's Ravina, nicely collects it. Classic Ravina 50, beats one player. Gonna try and find it mid for a teammate. As it, again, Williams Resolve, this midfield control was there. So you can't find the net. Angie, beautiful fake to try and slow it down, but chance goes aside for Misfits there.
Every opportunity you have to score, you have to take it. That should have gone in. But for the time being, Misfits Gaming can hold on to their 1-goal lead. Maybe Talibert can turn it into 2. Steven turns this into a counterattack. Pass over to Ducks, a slow shot towards that net, gets collected by Angie, and Steven takes it back. And it's tug-of-war for this ball right now.
And Tally's doing such a great job as the trail defender to break up plays on the orange net there right before it becomes dangerous. Crimson can't find the double touch to a teammate, but the play goes wayward and ends up in front of net. Misfits scrambling to keep it out. The ball pops up. Tally, can she make it there off the back wall? She can, trying to find Ravina on the right, but unable to connect. And once again, Williams Resolve coming in from that midfield. Saved aside by Ravina, another shot. It gets turned aside as well. And whew, so many chances going back and forth right now.
Misfits Gaming is turning into a red brick wall in front of that net right now. Williams Resolve unable to break through. And that's what you want if you're a Misfits fan. Here's a setup for a shot. Crimson not fast enough to beat out Ravina. Maybe another one. Denied by Angie. Sends it midfield.
Beautiful challenge.
She's going to follow it up. Nice flick. Crimson pops it up high for Ducks. She's going to take it to the ceiling. Enough boost to maybe reset this one towards it. Doesn't make reconnection. But oh my gosh, are Williams Resolve realizing that they need to get in their face and they need to find something quick.
Yeah, but Misfits defense right now, the reliability that they have on each other is truly showing, because they're on defense seemingly the entire game, but nothing insanely dangerous has happened for them yet. And that's really difficult when you're stuck on your defensive half a majority of the game to keep your composure. And now they're on offense. See if they can give themselves a second goal here.
Small analytical hot take, but I feel like Misfits Gaming is smart enough to say, let Williams Resolve take all the shots they want. Let's just defend them and hold on to our 1-goal lead.
Yeah, that absolutely seems like the game plan for them. It's a dangerous game plan, but when you have Angie in net with Ravina and Tally going alongside, it's going to be really difficult to score when they're playing this well and this cohesive as a unit.
Exactly, and I feel like that almost is a little bit of the game plan right now. Misfits are only taking opportunities past the midfield line when they know it's safe, when they know it's not a risk for a long clear to get sent all the way back home. 30 seconds remain in this game. Number 5, Williams Resolve. They need 1 point to tie up the game, 2 to claim the dub, and Misfits Gaming, they're on the long journey to reverse sweep Williams Resolve here.
Ooh, Tally, let's see it, girl. Almost gets a flip reset. That's a beautiful challenge from Ducks. 8 seconds left. Can Angie stave them off one more time? She does. 3 seconds down. It's going towards the net. Ravina dangerously across, but she had control. No worries as the ball stays up. Tally trying to keep it alive, and she does. Misfits kill and take game 5.
I wish I had a heart rate monitor. There was no reason for that ball to have been dribbled that close to the net. And you can see it on their faces. They had their moment of happiness, and now everybody's ready to lock in. They know that this is very possible. I said it at the beginning. If there is a team that has the capability of reverse sweeping another #1 seed, it is Misfits Gaming.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, keep in mind, this is a new roster for Misfits Gaming. Ravina only joined maybe 2 months ago. I'm sorry, I don't have the exact date on that. But, you know, she's also coming from Europe. She's the only player on her team to be from Europe, whereas all 3 of these Williams Resolve players are all 3 European players. So Ravina is coming in as a new team, and they definitely have that potential. For me, it's always, is the communication there? Can they work as a unit? Because that's what you have to do to upset a team as good as Williams Resolve is.
Exactly. I think the fact that Ravina was able to come out here, get placed on the same amount of ping as her teammates, it should be a moment where all of her potential could be unlocked, or should be unlocked, right? This is the time for it to happen. You have nothing holding you back, and it makes me nervous. And I kind of want to ask her, I'm like, is it almost easier for you to play on ping at this point? Do you want a different server? Will that make you feel better?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it definitely can. That's why it's nice seeing how well she's been adjusting this series. As a shot comes in, maybe an open net. No, Angie, of course, ready. Doesn't make contact, but she was there if it was on target.
There it is. The passing plays for Misfits have begun. Communication is high. Angie, even this one, she's got eyes on the prize. They want that ball. Ducks taking her time. She's going to get met up in the air by Talibird. It's a slow pinch to center, but no follow-up.
Misfits or Ravina putting on display what I was saying earlier about letting the other team come to you and utilizing their momentum against them, especially in those corners. When you go in for challenges, it can careem off the side of the wall, end up going nowhere dangerous. So Misfits are happy to allow touches in the corner. It shouldn't be scary.
Talibird, she's taking her time. You can see the bump opening up the opportunity. She's got another bump onto Crimson, and there's nothing you can do to stop her unless you're Angie. She's coming out from behind. She takes a shot. Misfits Gaming have found their first leading goal.
Angie, I'm running out of superhero names to describe you. Beautiful shot, nicely finished down, crossbar. You gotta love it. Misfits look to be in total control right now. Williams Resolve is really struggling for offense. And that last Misfits game has my mind kind of wondering, what are Williams Resolve going to do to adjust here?
The interesting thing is in the previous game, this is an open net! That's an open net for Talibird! And you know what else is open? That circle next to Williams Resolve's name, 2-0 in game number 6.
Absolutely, Misfits in total control right now. Look at the smiles on their faces. They're trying to keep composed. There's still 4 minutes left.
There's a long time, girls.
We've already talked about the 2-0 lead being scary as Ravina looks like she's found her form. And Tally trying to hold it together nicely with those low boosts in the midfield. It's really hard to work well off of low boosts as Tally is doing such a great job of it. Great to be there in transition, but can't find the shot.
And going back to that 2-0 confidence make or break kind of statement, you talked about it and you said that the 2-0 could make you overconfident. The other thing that people don't really talk about a lot is when you're sitting on match point. When you're up, 3-1 against a team, it could make you overconfident. It can make you do things that you weren't doing in the previous 3 matches. And I feel like Williams Resolve, they're not playing the same play style we saw them play before, which is why Misfits has had so many more opportunities to score, so many more opportunities that they can just capitalize on mistakes. And this is one of the few times we've seen Williams Resolve kind of have a glimpse of what they were doing at the beginning of the series. But it's just not the same. Look at it, 2 players pushed up, almost a near double commit.
Yeah, Misfits are just sitting back and allowing Williams Resolve to come to them. They're saying, listen, you know what? We know you like the team play. We know you like to control the ball. You're going to have to individually beat us one at a time to get through to our net because we have the team defense locked down, and they've been playing team defense the entire series. And now when you're 6 games in, it just becomes second nature at that point.
Exactly. And now on the other end of things, on the flip side of things, on Misfits Gaming, defense is getting a little shaky. There's been times where I'm seeing shadow play where there doesn't need to be. You don't need to really be backing up that closely. Maybe if people are missing like this, it's not as dangerous to be doing so. But just under 2 minutes to go, Misfits Gaming holding on to their 2-0 lead, looking to take us to game 7. They want to go the full distance, and we're going to find out if that's possible.
Yeah, 2 minutes remaining. This is where you start to wonder, when are we going to send it here? When are we going to commit hard forward for a goal as it comes across the Ducks? But 3 Misfits players there, not allowing that chance to go through, and Misfits just keep putting on beautiful team play display. One thing, Herc, we're missing that we saw earlier in the series from Williams Resolve is those bumps.
Yeah, they're gone almost, and I think in partial reasoning to that is Misfits are absolutely controlling the boost on the field. They have full-blown control of every 100 boost pad on this field, which is leaving Williams Resolve scrambling to be able to keep up. And if they take that ball into the air, you can tell almost, 7 times out of 10, they can't even reach the threshold of how high they're taking this ball.
That's absolutely right. With it, you need the boost to get supersonic so you can demo. As a miscommunication comes out, and Tally is going to secure a 3rd goal for Misfits, and it looks like we might be heading to a game 7 and full momentum in Misfits' favor.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the first on LAN game. I'm so used to online. This is the first on LAN game headed all the way to Champions Field. In the next 37 seconds, a challenge gets denied by Angie. She gets a demo, keeps Williams Resolve back. 30 seconds are left.
Williams Resolve trying to muster their offensive control that they had virtually all series long. Misfits have slammed the door shut for the last, after this one, 3 games, barely even allowing any dangerous opportunities. As the clock ticks down, her heading into game 7. I'm scared. I don't know what to expect. And Williams Resolve has all this pressure on them. They're 36-0 as a team since October. 36-0. It's 30-something and 0.
Well,
and now it's in jeopardy. That game 7. Misfits are coming. They have all the momentum. They've won the last 3 games. You are in a tough spot. Are they going to show up?
We don't know. We're going to find out. I'm trying to sit here like, are there timeouts? Can somebody take a break? Can people get some water and talk about this one? This is the most wild way to open up this LAN here between these two teams. I honestly would not have expected anything less. I think in private conversations I was saying I think actually this could go game 7 because I kind of predicted Misfits to have first LAN jitters.
Yeah, absolutely, especially when you have a European player coming over. Yep. You know, Ravina's adjusting to that ping, and the longer the series goes on, the more and more comfortable that they're going to be. So I think, you know, on the Misfit side of things, you have to be confident going into this game 7, continue the pressure that you've been applying, and, you know, be aware, though, that Williams Resolve is probably going to try and bring those demos back. They're probably going to try and focus on that boost control and not allow Misfits to kind of just take their back boost, sit on the back and be like, okay, Williams Resolve, you come to me. We're not scared of your plays. We can defend you when we have boosts.
Exactly. I think Williams Resolve is absolutely aware that this is it. Winner moves on. Whoever's defeated, you're going home after this one. This is end all, be all. All the pressure is on the line, which means I'm expecting nothing less from Ravina to open up the game with a lead for Misfits Gaming.
She might be from Europe, but she's here, baby, rising up, tucked it underneath the crossbar. And now Misfits, the killer 1-goal lead with all the momentum. This is where Williams was up. You have to dig deep. You have to stick to your game plan that you talked about pregame. Let everything else go and focus solely on the next 4 minutes, 38 seconds.
Exactly. They need to listen to themselves, right? In the video that we saw at the beginning of the stream, Williams Resolve, Steven in particular, came in saying, you can't let the pressure get to you. You come into this like it is any other day, in the office, on the field. There shouldn't be this immense pressure. You can think about that later, but this is not the time to do so. 4:16 left to go.
There we go.
A shot could tie things up as Ducks puts this one into the net, and Williams Resolve have evened up the field.
Yeah, nice midfield play from Steven, and notice what happened there, Herc. Demo on the back line opens up the net, and Ducks, of course, stepping up when her team needs her most.
There we have it. You see Williams Resolve game plan. You see the wheels turning in their cars and in their brains. They know that aggression is the only way to fight Misfits Gaming, especially when they are on, not peak, because this is not peak by any means, but when they are just absolutely on it, ready to win, have all the momentum. But Misfits Gaming, in turn, they're giving it back to them.
Yeah, it's really tough when you're so dominant as a team. You're coming into your first LAN, and immediately off the bat, you're being put in a high-pressure situation. Game 7, all that on your shoulders, and so far, other than the first kickoff, I think Williams Resolve has steadied the ship. They look a lot more stable so far as Angie has some space in transition, but she's denied for now.
I absolutely agree. I think Williams Resolve is doing a great job of trying to control the pace of this game because they know that they need to, right? The second you give it to Misfits Gaming and they become in control, they are absolutely running away with it at that point. Tallybird's gonna keep this one kind of close. Actually, she ends up putting it in no woman's land. And Steven tries to take a shot of her own.
It's Crimson again. That midfield control. Tally's ready though. She's on top of it. Ducks beats out a Misfits player. That's gonna leave Tally in a 3-on-1 situation. Unfortunately for her, defends it well, and now Angie has a little bit of space. Shut down from Crimson off camera. Ducks comes flying in, and Misfits continue to hold the fort.
This is the most high-pressure, intense game. There's Ravina absolutely battling for her life in the net to turn that into an open net, and somehow these saves still came out from Williams Resolve.
And every now and then I peek down at the player cams just to see how they're reacting, if they're leaning into their hits. Angie, opportunity in front. Ravina, she's going to stay there. She's going to collect. The pinch goes up. That's going to be an awkward bounce. Nicely read by Steven, but it gets dunked back towards the net. Ducks unable to make contact, but that should give her team just enough time. Can she find the redirect? No. And it gets turned away. Oh my God.
Realistically, this is almost anyone's game. Incredible save there from Ravina to keep her team alive. Crimson is up next on the attack. There's Ducks beating this ball up in the air. Nobody to follow up that touch, though. That could be dangerous. It's a repeat, though. Here's a nice clear out into the midfield. Demo on a Talibird keeps her in her own half. Ducks is up next on the rotation to keep on fighting. Steven, shot. She wants to set up Crimson, but the defense is too strong.
Misfits trying to get into the offense advantage. Andy, beautiful control. As it gets popped high up into the air. Ravina, nice drop down to Angie. Can she find the shot? And Misfits go up 2-1 with 1:31 to go.
If there was anybody to have the time to pop off and do something clutch for their team, who else would it be than the clutch maker, Angie, who has been nothing but a defensive monster for Misfits Gaming today, finding a goal of her own to give her team the lead. 90 seconds before Misfits Gaming can send Williams Resolve home, but that is plenty of time for a play to come out as this one dangerously goes up towards that upper 90.
Hallie, great job being able to get past the defender there on such low boost. Now this Williams Resolve is going to start to creep ever more forward as the clock ticks down. Steven, great shot, met by Tally to the side. And Williams Resolve trying to get anything in front with some space.
1 minute before Misfits Gaming can say that they are the first team to ever claim a win on land in the Women's League of the Rocket League scene. Double demo opens up the opportunity, though, for Williams Resolve to try and challenge that, take a shot of their own.
Woo! Tally holding down the fort for now, leaves it for Ravina. But Crimson ready to attack, starts it up for Williams Resolve. Off the back wall, a beautiful clear, a little bit of a miscommunication. Can Tally win the race? She can! And Misfits have a 2-goal lead with 30 seconds left in Game 7.
If there is a player who has put nothing short of thousands of hours into making sure that she will win every opportunity she is given, it is her. Misfits Gaming are doing what felt like almost the impossible. They are reverse sweeping Williams Resolve on land in Dallas, Texas at Dreamhack here in person. 15 seconds left to go. Williams Resolve, they're trying to find something. They're doing the best that they absolutely can, but as time winds down, 5 seconds to go. Misfits Gaming will be the first women's team to ever win a game on land.
Woo! Congratulations